The only thing that I'm guilty of is being shy delusional. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Raphael and I am here to review episode 17 of The Real Housewives with 10 Boyfriends of Salt Lake City. So we start the episode off right where we left off with Jen versus Lisa on the bus, with Lisa being held down by Whitney and Jen, she's hovering over her, and the producer, which we find out that her name is Shanae, she's grabbing onto Jen from going at Lisa, and I believe that Shanae deserves a huge raise after this bus ride alone, or maybe even a snowflake for next season. Let's find out her backstory, because she was holding Jen down and she's like, Jen, stop. If you hit her, you're gonna go to jail again, and we need you for season 3. We want you for the ratings. Don't you want to be center snowflake? I think we're gonna secure the center snowflake for you. Calm the fuck down. So she's trying to hold on to Jen, but Jen is not having it. And honestly, if I was Lisa, I think I would have thrown hands at Jen and Whitney for holding me down, because let's say that Jen would have slapped me or punched me or choked me or something. Meanwhile, I'm over here being restrained by Whitney on the couch. Like, let go of me. Let me fight her. You don't see Jenny trying to get up. I mean, Jenny eventually gets up to try to stop Jen, because as the producer puts her on the other side of the bus, which we finally see that it's more couches on the other side of the bus, Jen, she's trying to run up on Lisa. She's trying to get around her, but Shanae, she's not having it. Shanae's like, no. I'm the new friend of the wives now. Like, I'm not a producer. I'm the friend of the wives now. So you're not going to get through me. And then she keeps holding Jen down on the other side. Lisa, she's over there. Heather, she's just over there putting on her glasses. Jenny, she finally gets up and she's trying to stop Jen from, causing chaos on the bus. And then Jenny's like, oh, I'm from Long Beach. I was raised in Long Beach. I know what to do. I know how to pull up my hair, take off my earrings, and go at it. Jen continues to be held down by Shanae, the producer, and the new friend of the wives over on the other side of the bus, all while crying and screaming towards Lisa by telling her, look at my life, Lisa, look at my fucking life. I might not even see my child go to prom or anything or graduate or anything just because Mary and Cosby and Meredith, who doesn't know how to dress, all because both of them, they called the police on me. I am not a criminal. And the entire time that Jen is going on and on and on with her speech towards Lisa and the group, all I'm thinking of is, this speech sounds very familiar to that one woman in Beverly Hills this past year, where she was at the dinner table and she was just like, look at my life. Look at my fucking life. Like, that's all I kept thinking about. And if you know who I'm talking about, then you know. But, Jen, she continues on and on and on, saying that she's not a criminal. They have nothing on her. And she's like, they can't find nothing on me because I didn't do anything. And I just hope for you, Jen, that scene right there alone ages well, because, it's not looking too good for you. So are you really telling the truth? It's almost like she really is convinced that she is telling the truth. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that she's really innocent? Again, I just feel like I'm being cheated on. Like, are you telling me the truth? Are you not? Should I go through your phone, Jen? Like, I don't know what to believe, so I guess we'll just see how this whole thing plays out. And then eventually, this is what got me. Lisa, she finally caved in. And Lisa's like, you know what, Jen? No, you need a friend right now. And I think that she does need a friend because, well, she's just broken inside. So I'm just going to go over there and check on her. So Lisa, she decides to walk across the bus. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is just a tactic. Maybe she's just like, oh, I'm going to go look for her and I'm going to try to hug her and then, sneak her right then and there. Behind the producer's back. But no, she goes over and she's like, no, it's fine. No, come over here, Jen. Come over here. No, it's okay, baby gorgeous. Come over here. No, come. Jenny, can you give me the bag of popcorn? You don't want any? Okay, never mind, Jenny. Thank you. Your shoes look cute. Yeah, Jen, look, we're going to get through this together, okay? So if you need to whoop my ass and stomp on my head and break my rib, do it if that's going to make you feel better. And I'm like, wait a minute, Lisa. Like, no. I'm so shocked that Lisa even said some stupid shit out her mouth like that. I'm like, no, you see, this is the problem with this cast. You continue to encourage Jen's behavior by forgiving her and not really giving her any type of consequences. The consequences here is she should have got dragged on the bus by you, Lisa, because you had every opportunity to do it and every reason to do it, and or go back and forth with her and tell her to shut the fuck up and not give in to her. But by you giving in to her and by everybody else just being scared of her, Jen will think of this like, oh, you know what? They didn't do anything on my first tantrum, my second tantrum, my third tantrum. I'm gonna have another tantrum tomorrow. So it's just like you keep encouraging this type of behavior, so she's gonna continue doing it. So I don't know. And it was even worse when Jenny was just like, we're all going to give Jen the best room. And I'm like, first of all, Cynthia Bailey, sit down. Because what do you mean we're going to give her the best room? Like, this is not ultimate girls trip. Stop it. Like, no, what has Jen done, to deserve the best room? What, just because she threw a tantrum, she almost whooped Lisa's ass on the bus, and just because her life is falling apart because of the criminal acts that she allegedly did, like, we're supposed to reward her? No. So they finally arrived to their house in Zion, and they're greeted by a bunch of bottles, a bunch of flowers, and a bunch of food on the table as soon as they walked in. So Jen, she sees a little note on the table, and she's like, oh, wait, everybody come. There's a note from our husbands. I'm gonna read it. To our lovely wives, we hope that you enjoy your stay in this big, beautiful house and make sure that you fight a lot and almost get into at least one physical fight because we need the ratings for season 3 to come back for another season. Enjoy your trip. Love you, your husbands. Aw, that is so sweet. They're all going around through the house looking at rooms. They're all like, okay, let's decide what rooms we're all gonna get. So they find this huge room with this bed in the center of the room, which I thought was like a weird layout. And I'm like, why is the bed in the middle of the room like that with a couch behind it? But they're all like, okay, Jen, you're gonna get this room because this room is the best room. And I would have been like, over my dead fucking body. Like, absolutely not, but they give it to her because she deserves it because, she's going through a lot of stuff. And then Lisa, she calls John right away and she's just like, John, you won't even believe it right now. Like, me and Jen, we almost came to blows on the bus. It was like so iconic. No. Like, it was so good. Jenny, come over here. Tell them how good it was. It was good, right? You see, she said it was good. Yeah, it was so good. I think they're gonna put it in the trailer, like in the mid-season trailer. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. I'm so coming for the center snowflake for next season. Like, Lisa was too excited about that fight. I'm like, Lisa, could you have really taken Jen on if Jen and you would have actually came to blows? And then, speaking of husbands, we see Whitney. She's outside, she's lounging by the pool, so she calls her husband up. And of course, the conversation is about her breast. Again, I'm surprised that Zeph wasn't the one right there like, oh, hey, Whitney, hey, can you just take a nipple out? I just want to see it. I'm surprised that he wasn't with the husband, but Whitney, she's talking to her husband and she's like, hey, yeah, we just got to Zion and the house is so pretty. Yeah, it has cable TV too, so I could watch my cartoons. Yeah, I know, I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna watch the Powerpuff Girls tonight after we get back from the spiritual, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. Spiritual healing. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna go to the spiritual healing because we have a lot of drama in this group. And yeah, oh, you don't care? You just want to talk about my breasts? Okay, I'm okay with that. Yeah, look, it's so cute, right? They're so big. I think it's called suns out, buns out. Oh wait, no, buns are butt. No, I meant suns out, guns out. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I love you. Tell Zeph I said bye. Mwah. And then she hangs up, and eventually Heather, she comes out. And I actually like Heather's outfit that she was wearing, the green skirt with the matching pink top and the green heels. She actually looked cute. And I'm like, okay, this is nice. This is a cute little, outfit to wear by the pool. And then Jenny, she comes out and Jenny's like, please, nobody throw me in the pool because I do not know how to swim. And then for some reason, she tells us that back in Vietnam, she didn't have the luxury of learning how to swim or having swim classes. And I'm like, okay, Jenny, so is this going to be your new storyline? Like, just saying like, oh, I'm from Long Beach. I know how to fight. I'm from Vietnam. I don't know how to swim. Well, like, what's next? I'm from Salt Lake City. I know how to build a snowman. Like, okay. Like, what is the point of that? But eventually, Jen, she comes out, and Jen, she's trying to get on this floaty, right? And Jen, mind you, she has been drinking a couple drinks, because we see these little flashbacks that they put together, and she's been just downing liquor like nonstop the entire trip. So she's a little, little boozy. So she's trying to get on this floaty, and then boom, she goes head first. I really thought she was gonna get on the little floaty all smoothly, but no, she flipped and ran right into the water. And then Heather's like, wait, Jen, were you trying to get your hair wet? Like, what about your hair? And Jen is like, oh no, it's fine. I'm using up all my mom's money that she gave me like a couple episodes ago. Not her retirement money. Yeah, I'm using all of that on glam. And I'm like, Jen, you really need to prioritize your money better because you're using it for glam. Again, not a good look. Heather and Whitney are both in the bathroom and getting ready for their activity that they're all about to do as a group. This spiritual healing that Whitney goes into explaining that they're all gonna go because they have bad energy in the group, and this is a way to like kind of take out that toxic energy from the group or some shit like that. I'm like, okay, Whitney, I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds like voodoo to me. But okay, let's see how this goes. So they're in the bathroom. They're both talking about the situation and how, Meredith and Mary, they both avoided the entire drama on the bus because they both flew into Zion. And as they're saying that, they hear a knock at the door, and it's Meredith and Mary. So Meredith, she's looking for them, and she eventually finds the bathroom, and she's like, wait, there's somebody in this bathroom. So they're both closing the door. They're acting so childish. Whitney and Heather, they're like, oh, we need to hide from them because I'm not ready to face them. I'm not ready to face them. And I'm like, why not? Like, why are both of you acting so scared of everything on this show? I just don't understand it. Like, Whitney and Heather, they're both kind of, I don't know. I said that maybe I could see both of you on season 3, but both of you are kind of lame, to be honest with you. And I just don't know if this show will hold up with just Heather and Whitney. I'm still confused why Heather is even the center snowflake in the intro, but that's neither here nor there. So they eventually open the door for Meredith and Mary. And Mary, she was just chewing her gum, looking at both of them in disgust. She was just like... And then Heather, she goes into explaining the whole situation that happened on the bus with Lisa and Jen. But she kind of like, it almost escalated to blows. But the way Heather was making it seem is as if like there was this huge WrestleMania moment that happened. I mean, she times it by 10 because she kept saying, oh yeah, it was like a celebrity death match. It was like a celebrity death match. That was Heather's thing this whole episode. And I'm like, okay, in order for it to be celebrity death match, you have to have a celebrity. Heather, she went on to tell Meredith, she's like, yeah, it was a celebrity death match. I mean, both of them, they almost came to blows. You should have seen. Jen, she had Lisa in a headlock, and then Lisa, she kicked her in her rib. Yeah, and then she took Jenny's shoe and she whacked her in the head. It was crazy. I almost got a couple licks in on Lisa as well, but Lisa, she elbowed me in my throat. So it got so ugly. Yeah, no. Oh, by the time we had to leave, yeah, no, even Kevin got involved. Yeah, no, there was blood all over the couches. It was crazy. And we had to stop at a nearest convenience store because it was just that wild. And they told us that we had to stop filming because it got that ridiculous, Meredith. It really did. It was like celebrity deathmatch. And I'm like, Heather, relax. Like she just over exaggerated the entire story. And Meredith, she was just like, really? Oh my, oh no. No, that is ridiculous. I'm glad that I flew here because I would not be able to handle being on the bus for 7 hours with Jennifer Shaw acting like that. Like, for what? And then Heather, she tells her, oh yeah, I mean, the whole fight escalated because, it was their friendship. It was because of the friendship that they had with you. So that's why. And then Meredith was just like, wait, what? And then Mary, I'm pretty sure she was all of us at some point when we missed the fight in life because Mary's just like, this is a nice little gesture that the husbands have thrown for us, giving us this house in Zion. And I love Zion, but damn it, I really wish that I would have been on the bus for the fight so I could watch. But I'm like, Mary, I don't think you would have want that because if you were actually on the bus, the whole fight would not have been targeted toward Lisa. It would have been targeted to you and Meredith. So it would have been a whole different dynamic. Lisa's the first one to make it to the van outside and she's wearing her husband's shirt and she's like, wait, where is everybody? Where is everybody? Everybody's still inside the house doing their own final touches to their looks while Whitney's trying to gather them all up so they can get going to this event that's taking place outside during the daytime because they can't necessarily do it during the nighttime. So Whitney, she's a little bit stressed about it, but eventually everybody gets on the bus one by one. Heather's like, wait, where's Mary? Where's Mary M. Cosby? And Jen, she chimes in and she's like, oh, she's probably licking Meredith's ass. And I'm like, Jen, you would know that, right? Ooh. Because didn't you do the same thing to Meredith? Ooh. Allegedly. Ooh. Allegedly, if you dig through Twitter or the internet enough, you'll see that there's some rumors between Meredith and Jen, and that's where all the animosity is coming from. But regardless, Whitney, she's looking around for Meredith, and she knocks on her door, and she's like, Meredith, let's go. Meredith, let's go. You could wear whatever you want. Are you gonna wear that blue suit right there with the blue feathers on the arms? You're gonna wear that to the reunion? Oh, yikes. Okay, well, okay, let's go. We gotta go. So she tells Meredith that she could wear whatever she wants. She doesn't necessarily have to wear white. So Meredith is just like, okay, whatever. And she's like, wait, where's Mary's room? And Meredith is just like, oh, her room is across the house. And Whitney doesn't even bother going over and knocking on the door and giving her the same grace that she just gave Meredith. What does she do? She's like, oh, come on, Meredith, let's go. She gets in the van with the rest of the women and she tells Kevin, can you just come back and pick up Mary? And then you have the nerve and the audacity, Whitney, to get mad when Mary shows up late. It's because you left her and Mary was actually trying. You could give her that benefit of the doubt that she was actually trying. She was in all white, unlike Meredith, who went in all blue jean. and you left her like that. You couldn't even at least knock on her door, at least call her something, but then you want to get an attitude when she shows up late and doesn't participate. If I was married, I wouldn't have gone either. And honestly, if I was Meredith and married, I wouldn't have even gone to begin with, because I just got off a plane if they both traveled there by plane. And you expect me to not even shower, nothing, and just, oh, let me just get ready in all white and go to your event. That is not how it goes. You know, if I'm on vacation or on a trip or something, or if I'm going to an event, I need at least 3 hours to get ready and shower and all of that. You can't just, oh, I show up to the house. Come on, we got to go to the spiritual healing. Like, it doesn't work like that. And on top of that, once they get to the place, they're greeted by this woman named Batima, and there's a bunch of circles just outlined on the floor. And if I was there, I would have been looking at this like, no way. No way. There's no way I'm participating in any of this, Whitney, because this all looks like a bunch of voodoo. And no. I'm just going to be in the van talking to Kevin about his wife, or talking to Shanae about how I can get the center snowflake for next season, because there's no way I'm about to participate in all these activities. Next thing you know, my life is going to be the next Conjuring movie, because I summoned up a devil that's living inside me, or some spirit that doesn't leave my house. Like, no. Like, you know, and I get that Whitney's intentions was good with the whole, oh, you know, we're going to summon up the good energy, and we're going to release all the toxic energy. No, just leave the toxic energy in my life. Because I am not summoning up any type of ghost, any type of devil, any type of spirits, nothing. And then Mary, she shows up like 7 hours late, and she's looking at everybody like beat these drums and say their names. And, you know, again, Mary had the same reaction. And for once, I don't blame her for not wanting to participate in something, because I would have been like, I don't know. I mean, everybody's allowed and is entitled to whatever they feel like and whatever they believe in, but I'm just not about to be a part of this. You know, no. So Mary, if you pay close attention to it, Mary was standing on this little ass rock at the very, away from the group. And they're like, Mary, are you going to participate? Mary's just like, no, it's fine. So Mary decided to not participate in the event for the 100th time. And she's like, well, it's not because of religious aspects. It's just because I'm more faithful to my God, which is understandable, I suppose. But Whitney did make a valid point by saying, well, I mean, I went to her church last year, to her Christian church, and I participated in the event. So why can't she do the same thing for me? But at the same time, Whitney, you are talking about somebody who you just left at the house last minute without no warning or anything. So if this was Mary's way of being petty to you, then you had it coming. I do give Mary points for at least wearing all white and showing up to the event and leaving everybody to do, you know, whatever they wanted, which I found so ironic, because this is all about peace and healing and, you know, taking all the bad energy out of the group. Next thing you know, they're all fighting at the dinner table later on. So which one is it? So after the ritual, they all head back home to have the dinner party from hell part 3. And Jen, she decides to go back inside and change out of her outfit into her fighting outfit, just in case if her and Meredith come to blows. So they all at the dinner table. You could tell that there's a lot of tension. Mary, she's sitting right in between Jen and Meredith. And I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. And then I believe it was Whitney. She started it off with a toast. And she's like, hey everybody, I just want to give a toast because I think that we're all like BFFs and we're going to be best friends after the ritual that we just did. You know, the spiritual thing that we just did right now. I'm just so happy about it. So cheers everybody, cheers. And I'm like, okay, this is a nice start. And then Whitney, she just makes a quick left right away. Because after they toast, she's like, so Meredith, what's the problem? I'm like, Whitney, what happened to the healing and the good energy and the good vibes? Like, why are you trying to instigate a fight? I mean, it's good for ratings and the TV, but damn. And Meredith, she's just like, I mean, what are you talking about now, Whitney? What are you talking about? And then Whitney's just like, yeah, I mean, you decided to come here by yourself with Mary. And I'm just so confused. Why didn't you want to be on the bus with us? And Meredith is just like, well, you know, I'm a grown woman, so I can do my own decisions, and I just feel like I needed alone time with me. And Mary M. Cosby, well, she just decided to come with me to be a good friend, a good loyal friend, something that you don't really know about, you and Heather. So that's why, Whitney. So please don't continue the issue, because you're going to make me very angry. And if I was Whitney, as soon as Meredith would have been like, oh, you're going to make me even more angry, I would have been like, or what? What are you going to do with my next question? Like... And then Whitney, seeing that she didn't get a reaction out of Meredith, she moves over to Mary. And I'm like, okay, Whitney, you're a little bit bold, because Mary, she eats you up every single time. So let's see what you have to bring to the table with her. And she's like, what about you, Mary? What about you? Are you gonna apologize? Like, what's going on here? And I love Mary's reply. I mean, yeah, Mary, she may have gone a little bit too hard on her before at the Italian dinner table, but here Mary had the right answer because Mary, she was not doing anything to anybody, right? She was by herself, she was fine, and she was just like, well, I mean, I don't really think I had to give an explanation to anybody. I mean, I'm a grown woman, and I'm just like, well, I mean, it's a valid answer, Whitney. She doesn't have to explain anything to you. Who are you, little girl? And then Jen, she jumps in, and Jen is just like, I do feel that Mary's being genuine with her replies, but I feel like Meredith, she's just giving a reply that everybody wants to hear. So that's what, to set the spark in motion. I'm like, okay, let's see what's about to happen. Mary, just scoot out the way really quickly. Let them go at it. And Meredith is just like, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Jen, because I'm not really talking about you. We're talking about me right now. And I don't really know where you're getting these assumptions. So please stay out of it. And then Jen is just like, well, you don't really know anything about me either. And then Meredith is just like, well, I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking about you. So if I was you, I would just stick over there to the end of the table because you don't really want those type of problems with me. And then Heather jumps in, and Heather just rubbed me all types of wrong when she was just like, oh, so Mary, are you sorry? Are you really sorry? Are you sorry? And I'm just like, Heather, what are you trying to do here? Like, why are you trying to insert yourself in something that is not really about you? Like, Heather, I know everybody's trying to be like, oh, she's such a fan favorite. She's so cool. She's so this, that, and the third. She's not really in drama. But if you really like squint your eyes just a little bit deeper than what it is, you can tell that Heather's the same thing as Lisa and everybody else on this cast. She is a snake like all of them. Like, Heather is no better than any of the other women on this cast. She just does it in her confessional instead of saying it in person. I'm like, Heather, where's this energy in person? I mean, when you have to go one-on-one with anybody, you never really do it. You just talk in your confessional, oh, this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third, but it's always from your confessional. What, are you related to Kyle Richards? Like, I'm convinced because both of you like to be in your confessionals talking shit, but in person, it's nothing. So then Lisa jumps in, and Lisa's like, well, I just want to know, Meredith, like, I mean, are we allowed to, like, have Jen there at the event if you're there too? I mean, how can we, like, exist in this group like this? And honestly, Lisa, you can't exist like this. It's almost like you're breaking the fourth wall with that too, because Meredith, I get it that you don't want to be around Jen, but it's a TV show. You have to be around Jen, no matter if you like it or not. So it's just like, there is no if, and, or buts about it. You have to be in the same room or in the same scene with Jen, like, in close spaces with her. So I'm not really sure what Meredith is trying to get out of this. I don't think that Meredith, again, realizes that she's on a TV show. And it's just like, that's not how it works. If you're trying to ice her out, you're just going to end up icing yourself out. And that snowflake is going to go, into the heater or something, and it's going to melt. Because I just don't really see season 3, you continuing this bullshit. Oh, yeah, no, I can't be around Jen Shah. I can't be around Jen Shah. I can't be around Jen Shah. Especially if Mary's not coming back for season 3. Who else are you going to be around? I heard that both of them followed each other on Instagram recently after the reunion. So I feel like that's Meredith's way of like, oh, let me extend my lifeline to Jen. And let me try to make up for her, or else I'm going to be stranded by myself on season 3 and I'm not going to have any friends. So I feel like that's what Meredith was trying to do. But what really surprised me here was when Jenny also involved herself, and she was like, yeah, I don't really understand, can we have you and Jen in the same event? Because, at my faux lunch, it was pretty awkward having both of you there. And then Meredith, I gasped. I was so shocked that she threw Jenny right underneath the bus, and she was just like, well, Jenny, I'm actually surprised that you had Jen at your event, because didn't you just call her a criminal in Vail? And I'm like, Meredith, no, you did not. I was waiting for Jenny to flip that whole fucking table, and you could tell that Jen, her eyes were just like, aim, 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 must destroy Jenny, must destroy Jenny. Like, Jen was so caught off guard, like, more talking shit, and then Jenny, I'm like, okay, Jenny, let's see how you go one-on-one with any of the other women, because usually we just see you telling Mary to shut the fuck up. So let's see if you have that same energy with all of the other women. And I don't know. I think she kept up with Meredith a little bit, but I still want to see a little bit that you throw at Mary to Meredith, because she's like, wait, no. I never said that Jen was a criminal. Why would you say that she's right there? I know that I said it, but she's right there. Jen, hey, Jen, you look so nice in that snake print dress. Yeah, you look cute. I never called you a criminal. Why would you say that? yeah, yes, I know she's a criminal. I know she's going to jail. But why would you say that in front of everybody? In front of all these cameras? Hey, Jen, yeah, no, I would never say that. I said that if she was indicted for the crimes, then yeah, she might be a criminal, but she's not really a criminal. She's still free, right? She's not guilty. She's not guilty. You're not guilty, Jen. You're not guilty at all. Like, Jenny was caught off guard, but I mean, from my memory, I don't think that Jenny said that she was a criminal. She was actually defending Jen, and she was like, well, I don't really feel like, we should be talking shit about Jen behind her back when nothing's proven. So I'm not really sure what Meredith was trying to get at. And then Jen, she jumped in and she's like, I'm not a criminal, Jenny. Like, so high schoolish. And I'm like, wow, you're gonna let Jen scream at you like that, Jenny? Like, what happened to the whole shut the fuck up? I mean, I was honestly waiting for somebody to throw a drink because this was too much. It was a lot of tension between everybody. Jen eventually has enough, so she gets up and she heads inside the house, and everybody else is left at the table like, okay, what should we do next? And Lisa's like, well, no, I'm not continuing this conversation if Jen is not here because I don't really want things to get misconstrued when she hears everything after. So Whitney, she presses Meredith on, and I'm like, Whitney, how many drinks have you had that you're feeling so bold? So she's like, Meredith, I just want to know because Jen has been really mean to you and Mary has been really mean to you, but you only hold Jen accountable. So how come you're still besties with Mary? How come you still follow her on Instagram, huh? Why do you not follow me on Instagram? Tell me that now. And then Meredith is just like, well, I'm not really telling you that. You can't be friends with Jennifer Shaw. I'm not friends with her, but you can. If you want to stand by her and you think that she's a good friend, then so be it. You could be her friend. And then Whitney, again, I don't know what was in the drink. Maybe that ritual had her feeling herself because she was just like, did you hear my question? No. I asked the question, why are you still friends with Mary? And I'm just like, wow, the little baby voice, it just went up to grown woman. And Meredith was just like, well, I have my own choices and I can stand by Mary because Mary has been a loyal friend to me. So if I want to be friends with Mary, that is my decision. She's been the only loyal one to stand on my side. So as soon as she said only, Lisa had to jump in because Lisa was like, wait, no. This is not about to go down. I need to make this about myself. So she's like, no, Meredith, I really do think that not only Mary has been on your side, I think I have been on your side as well. Like, I've been there for you as well. And then Whitney, she turns it back on her and she's like, I just don't understand why everybody wants to make friends with everybody else, but me and Mary, for some reason, we can't get along. And then Mary, she says something underneath her breath. And again, Whitney, I'm telling you, she probably had like 3 shots of tequila because she was like, what was that? What was that, Mary? What did you say? And I'm like, Whitney, you want to leave this table with your feelings hurt. Like, you really think that you could take Mary on? Like, so Mary is just like, oh, I find you funny. And then Whitney's just like, well, I don't know why you think I'm funny. I'm a big girl now. I'm not a little girl like you said I was a couple episodes ago. So I'm a big girl now. So yeah, I just don't understand why people want to resolve friendships in this group, but they don't want to resolve friendships with me. And I'm just like, Whitney, you want to be Mary's best friend so badly. But the thing is, even if you two were to resolve things at this table, you forget that you're on camera a couple episodes ago at the Italian dinner talking shit about Mary, like, oh yeah, I was talking to her family member and they said that she's a cult leader and she's this, that, and the third. Like, you think that Mary's just gonna forgive that? No. So I'm not sure why are you trying to kiss Mary's ass so badly? Why you want acceptance from her and Meredith so bad? Just leave them alone. You have Heather. Both of you like the superhero, what do you call yourself? Bad weather? Like, stick with her and that's that. I don't know why you want acceptance from everybody else. Like, just let it go. Whitney was also on the borderline energy of Teresa from the Real Housewives of New Jersey when she questioned Meredith. Oh, how do you expect me to feel when Mary has done the same thing that Jennifer Shaw has done to you? To me, Mary has done the same thing to me. So how do you expect me to feel when you're over here flying her out? How do you expect me to feel? And I'm just like, well, damn, Whitney, calm down. I was just waiting for her to be like, you prostitution whore. You got married 19 times and then flipped the table. Like, that's the same energy that Whitney was on. I have never seen Whitney act like that, through all 17 episodes so far? So I was shocked that I'm just like, wow, Whitney, where's this energy coming from? Again, what was in that drink? Meanwhile, Jen is inside the kitchen spreading COVID all over the place by putting her criminal hands inside the salad bowl, taking chunks out and putting it into her mouth and double dipping. I'm like, that is so nasty, Jen. That salad was probably gonna go out to everybody outside at the dinner table, and here you are just picking at it like it's nothing. I hope that the cook saw that and was just like, yeah, we can't use that. Let's throw that in the garbage, because that is just gross. In the middle of a pandemic, Jen? Like, no. Meanwhile, outside, Jenny's going at it with Meredith. Jenny wants to get to the bottom of a couple questions that she has, because she's like, Meredith, how come you were defending Mary when Mary said, oh, I like your slanted eyes? You found no issue with that comment. You said yourself on camera, and they even rewinded the flashback saying, oh yeah, I mean, I don't really find anything that Mary said wrong. I mean, I just wouldn't say it. So why is that? And Meredith, she shut Jenny down, and she's just like, well, you know, Jenny, I clearly had a conversation with Mary M. Cosby off of camera privately. And I didn't say that I agree with what she said. I just said I wouldn't say that. I made myself very clear. And Jenny, she got punked by Meredith. I'm like, where was that? Where's all the badass energy then, huh, Jenny? Where's the Long Beach energy then? Where's the whole, oh, I'm going to take my earrings off, put my hair up. Where's that energy at? Because all you did was just look away like you let Meredith punk you. You had a valid reason to actually ask that question, and you accepted that. You just let her shut you down like that. And I just hope that you have the same energy with Heather at the reunion, because I did know that you said on Watch What Happens Live, allegedly, I heard that you said that you were bothered by Heather's comment about, oh, you look like an anime character. And I just hope that, but you said that you didn't hear it at the faux lunch. You only heard Mary's comment. So I hope at the reunion you did mention that to Heather, like, hey, Heather, I also want an apology from you, not only Mary. So we shall see what happens with that. So Meredith, she's just like, you know what? No, I'm not doing this anymore. This is becoming too much. I'm disgusted. So Meredith, she gets up and she goes away upstairs into her room, and then Whitney and Heather, they're like, Mary, you need to go get her. You need to go get her quickly. And Mary's just like, but I don't want to. I want to stay. She's like, no, I want a steak. I want to stay here for a steak. And I didn't appreciate how Heather and Whitney were talking to her like, go get her, go. Like, who is she? Like, what is she, a dog? Like, no, she doesn't want to go get her. She doesn't have to, but Mary, eventually she gets up to go get her. Jen, she comes back, and then Mary, as she's going up the stairs, she's like, I don't get why Meredith is allowing these women to like bully her into her room and run her away. And a lot of people online have been saying, well, Mary, you're so quick to say that, but you let the women run you away from the reunion. You didn't show up then, so you don't follow what you preach. But I feel like with that, it's a little bit sticky, because I feel like Mary didn't show up to the reunion, mostly because of the audience backlash online. I don't really think that she didn't show up to the reunion because she was scared of the women. I don't think she's scared of any of them, to be honest. So I think she's just more of the, oh, I don't really like the reaction that I got on Twitter or online, so I'm just not gonna go because of that. So I feel like that's what, people mistook with her words. But regardless, she goes up to Meredith's room and she's like, Meredith, what's going on with you and Jen? Like, what's going on with that? And then here comes Meredith for the 100th time saying, I just feel like she terrorized my family. I feel traumatized because Jennifer Shaw, she terrorized my family, and I just cannot do it anymore. And I'm like, y'all really make Jen out to be this huge monster, as if she's like Freddy Krueger or something. All you have to do is just curse her out just one good time, and she'll shut the fuck up. Mary convinces Meredith to come back downstairs to the table if she wants her snowflake for season 3. So they're all reunited at the dinner table again, and Whitney decides to speak, and she's like, I just don't get why we're all fighting and we're not BFFs. I mean, all I want to do is just have sleepovers and hang out and plant flowers and maybe bake a cake and be friends with Mary and Cosby. I don't get why we can't do that. So Mary, she's like, well, you know what, Whitney, I know that you want me to say that we're friends and stuff, but I just can't give you that right now. Like, maybe a different time, but right now at this very moment, I just can't give you that. So Whitney's just like, well, okay, so I just think that it's pointless of me to say anything then, because me and you are just not gonna be BFFs or Facebook friends, so I'm just gonna give up. So then Mary, she's just like, okay, well, I mean, don't worry about it then. And I just feel like Whitney was just Mary's words were getting underneath her skin, because I feel like Whitney was trying to provoke Mary or trying to push her buttons. Now that she has a bunch of liquor in her system, she's like, oh, maybe now I could take Mary on one-on-one. And I feel like Mary was not giving her the reaction or the expectations that Whitney wanted, and Whitney was probably pissed at that. So then Jen, she jumps in and she's like, well, since we're being honest right now, even though I'm not an honest person, Meredith, why did you hire a private investigator to follow me? Jenny told me. Jenny right there, right across the table, she told me. I'm like, damn, everybody's throwing her underneath the bus. And Jenny was quick to react to it. Jenny's just like, no. Me and you had a one-on-one conversation, and I was just telling you what was told in this group, that, Meredith hired a private investigator because they all thought that you were the one terrorizing her family. And Jen, she just started going off on Jenny, and Jenny, again, she allowed herself to get punked, not only by Meredith, but by Jen. And I'm like, Jenny, what happened? Is Mary the only one that you could say shut the fuck up to? Because the other two just punked you. Are you scared of them? Like, what's going on here? Just very disappointing, because I thought Jenny could go one-on-one with them, but apparently I guess she can't, because she just stayed quiet. And then Meredith, she jumps in and she's like, well, yes, I hired a private investigator, not only for you and not specifically for you. I hired an investigator for each and every single one of these women. And I was shocked by that, because that was not known information prior to this episode. I'm like, Meredith, what are you doing? Well, you hired a private investigator for every one of your friends or coworkers, I suppose, and everybody else is just supposed to be okay with that? I'm surprised nobody else was just like, wait, what? What do you mean? Like, Jen was the only one who had a problem with that. And Jen was just like, wait, for what though? Like, what, you think it's me? Like, you think it's me? Jenny, do you think it's me? Jenny, do you think it's me? Jenny stayed quiet. Jenny was just so confused about that. And she's like, I feel like we should bring a lie detector test here to prove that Meredith is a liar. And I'm like, Jen, if we do bring a lie detector test here and you take it, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like beep, 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 beep. So let's not even, put our foot in our mouths with that. So then this is where things started getting a little bit heated between them again, because Whitney interjects herself and she's like, Meredith, why did you hire a PI for all of us, knowing damn well you already know the answer? And Meredith's just like, well, I just wanted to know, the threats that were being made against my family. That's the only reason why. And then Whitney's like, okay, done. That's it. And then Jen is like, wait. You think that I terrorized your family? You think that I did it? You think that I did it? Meredith, I did not ever terrorize your family. What are you talking about? And Meredith is just like, yes, you did, Jen. I'm so sorry to tell you, but you did terrorize my family, especially my children. And then Jen tries to flip it on her, and she's like, no. You terrorized me and my family. And I'm like, okay, enough with this whole terrorize. Like, what did Jen do? And then Meredith's just like, you did terrorize my family. You showed your vagina to my son over and over and over again. You showed your vagina over and over and over and over and
1 hour later.
And over again. And at this point, Jen was getting up out of her seat, and I'm like, Jen, what are we doing? Because first you did it to Lisa, and now you're doing it to Meredith by hovering over her. And she's like, you don't want me to expose your 10 lives, Meredith. You don't want me to expose what I know about you. And I'm like, wait, no, Jen, expose it all. I feel like Bethany. I'm like, if you're gonna mention it. Oh, wait, hold. If you're gonna mention it all. I'm like, go ahead. But Meredith was not backing down to her. She's like, as soon as she heard that come out of Jen's mouth, she's like, wait a minute, sweetie, you really want to go there with me? You don't want me to expose what you done. And you could tell that Jen was a little shook by it. She's like, wait, what have I done? She's like, wait, is there more dirt on me? And Jen, she continues screaming in her face. Meredith, she's just going back and forth with her. She's like, no, sweetie. You need to get out of my face. You need to get out of my face. You need to stop it. Stop it. Get out of my face now. I am disengaging. But Jen, she's not having it. She continues going deeper into her face. Mary, she's trying to stop her by putting her arms around her and trying to stop Jen. But it's not working. So Meredith, she gets out of her seat. She's walking away, and I think that this is where Jen hit a nerve with Meredith, because she's like, go on, you're such a fraud with your 10 lives. And then Meredith, she turned around as soon as she heard that lucky number 10, and then she's like, oh, I'm a fraud, I'm a fraud. Okay, sweetie, continue talking. So she turns back around, and then as soon as she's leaving, she's about to close the door inside the house, because she's in the house at this point. She's like, you're calling who a fraud? Love you, baby. Mwah, bye. And then she closes the door. And then Jen is just like, yeah, you better go in the fucking house with your 10 boyfriends. And I'm like, 10 boyfriends? Meredith, you have 10 boyfriends? Is that the secret that's going on in Salt Lake City? You have 10 boyfriends? I mean, nowadays you could barely get anybody to, text you back saying good morning, but she has 10 boyfriends. I'm like, damn. Like, what is she doing? But that was that, and I wonder if Mary got her steak at the end of the day. And that was that, y'all. What did y'all think about this Dinner Party from Hell Part 3? It just goes to show you that when the Salt Lake City cast gets together for one scene, it sparks magic. Even though it was Whitney who kind of set this whole thing off in motion, which I find ironic since just earlier in the episode, she was all about peace and being best friends with everybody, and now here at the dinner table, she's causing chaos with her questionings. And I also find it funny how Jen really truly believes that Meredith had anything to do with her arrest. I mean, do you really think that Meredith called the FBI one day and was just like, hello, FBI. Yes, I was wondering, can you go and investigate Jennifer Shaw? Because I think she's doing some criminal activity. I think you should arrest her. And that the FBI was just like, Okay, yeah, we're gonna go listen to you, Meredith. We don't really know who you are, but we're gonna go and arrest her right now at Beauty Live. Like, do you really think that, Jen? Like, you can't be that serious. But again, let me know what y'all thought about this episode down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Bye, y'all. Mwah.